Today's topic is, what if I'm not happy? I'm Dr. B, psychiatric nurse practitioner, and I created choice mapping for you. Choice mapping is a cognitive behavioral approach that I truly believe makes you mentally stronger. I release these videos on Tuesdays and Fridays with different topics to encourage you to work on yourself and to be mentally stronger. I present the topics in a very personal way so that you can realize anybody can be mentally stronger, that you, wherever you are, you can, identify and organize what's going on in your brain and choose to be happy, right? So that goes into my topic. Well, what happens if you're not happy? And I actually woke up this morning not happy, and then it's filming day, so I, kind of had to actually map that out. This is what I do. I teach people that you can choose to be happy, but I wasn't happy. And but what's important is that, a lot of times when we don't feel happy, we take that to list all of the things or reasons why we're not happy. And I realized as I was mapping it out, I had to do a research study yesterday, and I was asked a lot of questions regarding the neurodegenerative process of my family's health. And those things are very depressing, right? It's the opposite of happiness. And, we all have our troubles, but I could go on a long list of why I shouldn't be happy. I lost a son, and I will likely lose my husband and my daughter to this progressive neurological condition, and then all of the stresses that come along with dealing with that and day to day. But here I am. I say, oh, but you can choose to be happy. Well, how do you do that in the midst of truly accepting the reality of your troubles, right? I sometimes joke, oh, fake it till you make it. And on a bad day, I do sometimes do that in front of my patients. But in reality, we don't want to really fake it. We might have to fake it some days, right? But to be truly happy, we need to truly understand ourselves. We need to understand why things have an emotional reaction in us. And it's not just about our troubles, because we can all list our troubles. And it's not about, whose troubles are more. Sometimes it's good to list the gratefulness that you have in your life. One of the things that's hard for me is that even people who have pretty significant troubles, when they hear my story, they're like, oh, well, thank God mine's not that bad. So it's not just about the gratitude. It's about accepting the reality of your troubles, because they're yours. And you have to learn to accept what you have to accept, address what you can address, and let go of some things. But sometimes we have to grieve. I coined the term controlled grief, because if we don't take the time to grieve the things that we've lost, not just to the death of people, but, I have to grieve every time my daughter gets a little worse. I have to grieve that new loss. And if I don't grieve that, it's going to build up and come out in other ways, right? So what is true happiness? It's not faking it. It's not pretending that, I can just choose to be happy all the time. Sometimes we're just not happy. But everybody's life should have moments of happiness. And how do we get there? I encourage you to use choice mapping to gain insight into the areas in which you are not happy. How can you personally improve? How can we take those negative thoughts that are affecting our mood and turn them around and seriously believe the positive thoughts? One of the things that my patients always tell me when I'm encouraging them to think positive, let's say they think that they're ugly, and I'm like, well, you have to truly believe that you're beautiful. I want you to say that. And they're like, but Dr. B, I don't think I'm beautiful. And I'm like, okay, well, what do you think? Where's, oh, well, I like my eyes. Okay, let's start there. I have beautiful eyes. Okay, so these are the things that we break down in the choice mapping formula they're all contributing to our happiness. But we can't be happy 100% of the time because that wouldn't be real, right? And I truly believe that we need to be real with ourselves and with the people that we trust, right? I do this video and I try to be very real about what goes on inside of me, but I have that kind of personality that I'm okay doing that. But everyone should find a few people that you trust, that you can be very real with about what is going on the inside, and then find some of that true happiness. Before this video, I was trying to find a word that meant kind of accepting the reality of our problems, and I know the word peace is used a lot. And I don't know if it's my personality or just the things that I've had to deal with. I really personally struggle with being able to say I have peace about DRPLA and what it's doing to my family. A peace about losing my son. And I believe I have a personal relationship with God, and I should have that peace. But honestly, it is very difficult. I think I have moments of peace, just like we can choose to have moments of happiness, even in the midst of very difficult times. So we do these, one part of the section of choice mapping is the power of choice, right? We can choose to be happy. And I realized one day when I was kind of working things out on myself, because everything in this formula is about what I've done on myself. And so there's a very personal connection here. And so we made this choice opportunity, which is a worksheet. We have close to 100 of them now, but we create these worksheets to help you choose. And the title of the worksheet is what makes you happy? And I realized I'm in my 40s, and I didn't even really know what makes me happy, because I think a lot of times we identify non-troubles. Like if I didn't have problems, then I would be happy. But I want to encourage you, there will always be problems. There will always be something in your life that you could focus on, the negative. I want you to figure out what makes you happy. So, and I actually had to stop and think about it. And I like social interaction. I like to go to, functions and parties, and I love to laugh. I'm known for, my loud, obnoxious laugh. And I enjoy that. That brings me happiness when I can be in that social, fun setting. I like adventurous things. I'm trying to learn to rock climb and, ride a motorcycle and do different things like that. And so when I'm not happy, I can stop and say, okay, I may have to do these responsibilities and I may have these problems going on, but when can I choose something that I know makes me happy, right? And so in a couple weeks, I'm going to, go down to Florida and enjoy the beach. So I have a reason to be happy. And so you first have to know what makes you happy, and then make sure that you are including those things in your life, because it's not about an absence of trouble. It is about choosing to be happy, and we can have a generally happy life and be accepting of the reality of how difficult our life might be. So, if you learned something from this, please share it with me. I'm trying to connect with you. I'm trying to figure out, what do you need to be mentally stronger? So tell us what you liked. Tell us what other kinds of topics or things that you need to hear about. Tell us, I can't do that. I'm having a real hard time doing that. And then we'll try to make some videos that are addressing what you really need, okay? Because I do believe that you are mentally strong.